morning. I should have had Sarah introduce herself. You can introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from.
I'm Catie. I'm from New Jersey, so it's been a long hike.
Whoa, you made it.
Yeah.
Welcome. You can warm up a little bit. Sometimes, by the way, when you're taking auditions, college auditions, most of us are comfortable having you play a couple of notes to get comfortable to warm up. When you're playing a professional audition, in most cases you can play a couple of notes. There have been some orchestral auditions where they say no warm up, please. But in general, organize something that makes you feel like quickly comfortable with your flute, so that when you're ready to go, I don't know what you do, but for me, it's always just play a couple of notes, a soft, a loud, a high, and a low, and I feel like I'm ready to go. Do that again. Do that scale again. Good, and you want to have it planned out so that it makes you feel good about the way you're playing the flute. Now maybe you want, were you playing something from here, or were you just playing notes? Okay, let me hear you noodle smart. Good, do that again. Excellent. Okay, you get warmed up, aside from the fact that I freaked you out. All right, shall we? Good. And what do you do to keep that note from dropping at the end? Do you have any ideas? Airspeed, what does that mean? Faster air. How do you make faster air and not get louder? It's hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard. But I like to think of it a different way. You will get faster air if you have the same airspeed, but the opening is smaller. So it's here. So as you diminuendo on notes, learn to get comfortable going a little smaller, a little more horizontal, and a little more forward. So let's just try that. Dee-da-da-da. Yeah, and so you want to practice that.
Yeah.
Another good way to practice it is with harmonics. So you're... So I'll play a low E, so I calculate what is the harmonic fingering for B. And I'll think a fifth below, and I'll go. So that's where my lips need to be to make that B word. Try that for a second. It's hard to find, and it's because it's a little more forward than you're comfortable. There we go. So I recommend that everybody do at least 5 minutes of harmonics each day. Just remind yourself about embouchure flexibility and what the flute is asking you to do at the ends of phrases, which is to go a little forward and definitely support all the way from down there. Okay. You don't love to articulate these kind of slow melodies because it feels like the tongue is getting in the way of the connection. So I want you to do this phrase again and make sure that you do articulate, but think more of a da than a T. T, ya, da, ya, da, if you're more comfortable with that. Let's just try that part. Again, make sure I hear that articulation. Good. And you have the same disease that she has. And that you like to vibrate on second notes. Dee, ya, dee. That's when, for the years that I was doing motion picture soundtracks, sometimes I wouldn't get there really, really early because of LA traffic. But I would always do that kind of a warm-up just to kind of get myself grounded and remember, oh yeah, you got to do this, you got to do that. Play a few loud ones, but that always gave me a sense of foundation. All right, let's move on to right here. Let's go a little bit slower and make sure you get your articulation. Nice. So, everybody who ever, for the rest of your life, have a high E to a high A to a high E, are you doing any special fingerings? And your teacher is smart. Did you do that? Ask for a refund. Your teacher should need to smack you around. So let's hear you do that a few times. Ya-dee-da, dee-dee-da. There we go. A few times. Fast. Blow. Good. So the difficult thing is that A is a stuffy note on all of our flutes, and E is a fragile note. So it's like you have to be really careful, but at the same time you do have to be aggressive, just the way you were there. Okay, let's try it, and we'll go ahead.
Like the whole.
Ba-dee-da-da, ba-dee-da. Good, and then you got to get the articulation in. Good. Now what I do in the context of this phrase here, I would probably keep my little finger down until this moment. So, da-da-da-da-dee-da. Try that, practice it that way. Again. That's it. And try to incorporate that in. Whenever you're doing any kind of technically difficult piece that has an alternate call for an alternate finger, it's really unnatural. It's 100% unnatural. And you have to practice it. It's like learning to repronounce a word that you've pronounced one way all your life. And if you don't do it a whole lot of times, it's always going to, oh, what's going on here? It's like, will I be able to do it? So repetition, lots of repetition. All right. not like real notes, but like da 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 da. Ready with me. Da 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 da. So you're guessing here. You can't guess. So how do you not guess? Well, when you're here, you start thinking of bass notes. So I'm going. So try that for me. And with, I get to hold your flute, and I'll 8 notes with your foot. So you got it. But if you, here's the problem that lots of people have, lots of my students. They understand what to do, they practice it, and then they imagine that some magic occurs, that once you start playing it, you don't have to think anymore. You might want to be there. Magic doesn't happen. You have to keep, you just have to keep thinking that subdivision all the time. One of my favorite episodes ever, and I tell this in almost every masterclass I teach, some movie I was working on 20 years ago or so. A lot of times it's a full orchestra playing, and it's really exciting and fun. But then sometimes they'll have an individual record his part when they don't want it to blur, or maybe they just want to be able to separate. So one time we were doing something, I can't begin to remember what movie, and they wanted the timpani player to overdub his part. And it was a fairly complex thing, kind of multi-rhythms like this, multi-meters. And so he has his headphones on, and he's playing the timpani, and what do we hear? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. It's counting out loud just to hold it together. And I thought, well, if a drummer has to do that, then yeah, the rest of us really do need to be thinking that way. Unfortunately, they had to redo the tape. It's like, Greg, somebody's talking while you're playing. Okay, so let's try it here. And so if you're pat like this, or if you want to do 8 notes, whatever. Ready? Bravo. Go on, next. How long is that quarter note? And how long is a quarter note? A full beat. So how do we know when a full beat ends? Like when the next note starts. Simple, but my most advanced students, I bug them about this a lot because a quarter note's this long. Da. No, a quarter note's this long. Da, or da, or da. And in this case, it's ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. 1, 2, 3, 4 off. But I always just try to go at least to that next downbeat. 2, 3. Good. So take a monster breath here so that you've got enough power for this stuff. Good. Okay, so definitely we want to breathe here rather than on this hard line. Nice shot. Now, you're a little more comfortable. How horrible is it to play in a master class? Really horrible. It's hard. And you need to do it a lot because if you really want to play the flute at higher and higher levels, you need to practice putting yourself in horrible, uncomfortable situations to develop your survival techniques. A lot of this can be handled, it can't be handled, but it can be addressed in the practice room. And one of the things that I really push my students to do is at some portion of every practice session, maybe 2 or 3 times, you maybe even set your alarm and it goes off and it's, oh, in 1 minute you have to perform for 3 minutes, no second chances, just to do that. And maybe you even put your cell phone up there and you put the video on. And you treat it like, you know, a situation like this, or like college auditions. Are you going to be doing some auditions soon? So, have you practiced doing some auditions? You have to do it. Don't just assume that maybe you're going to get lucky, because I never got lucky. It's just a matter of trying to train yourself. So, do you have any flute player friends?
Yeah.
How about other musician friends that you could play for? A lot of times I recommend that. So just say, would you come into my room, sit here, make me nervous, I'm going to play an 8-minute audition for you. And that will help you learn how to deal with yourself. Basically, get yourself under control. But I like the way you've gotten stronger through the course of this here. But you have to do that. And it's not natural. It is really unnatural to stand up and do this kind of thing at a high level. And you have to train yourself. I mean, the guy that you see right now, when I was your age, was probably almost a carbon copy of who you are. It just takes a long time to get to the point that you move into those higher levels of comfort when you're under pressure. Okay, so Shelley, are you here? Am I out of time?
Yes.
I'm out of time.
Well, you have like 1 minute and 10 seconds.
Good. What are you doing for your audition? For your college audition, what are you going to play?
I have quite a little while to wait.
Have you thought what you're going to play? Let's think about that. Do you have to play Mozart?
I don't know. I'm doing auditions next year.
Oh, it's not
I
this year.
consider that soon.
Oh! Well, don't freak yourself out. But start thinking about it.
Yeah.
Look at any of the colleges that you're thinking about. Look what their either pre-screening repertoire is or what their audition repertoire is, and start getting a game plan. I guarantee you need to have your Mozart G major together. Have you done that piece before?
Sure.
So
I have in the past.
tell your teacher that you definitely want to start jumping into that. And honestly, for the next 12 months, it needs to be in your stack of music, top 5 pieces, just so that you get used to that. Okay, now you got everything I know.